Hello and welcome back. Right, things are still building, not quite as frenetically as they were. I thought we'd basically get the green potions done. Alright, so green potions require belts and arms. Let's get those. Alright, and max rate says we have half more belt than is needed for this build. Really tempting to double it. That would mean doubling the size of the red build. And I think doubling the builds is premature. By the time I really want to scale up, we'll be going to modules and beacons. So we'll just suck up the extra half belt. However, that will be important in a minute when we work out how much iron we need. Because this requires gears and iron. But we only need half of that. Okay. So this needs gears, iron, and circuits. So let's start off by putting down a gears machine. Alright, we'll put another gears machine down here because that needs it. Then we'll put down a green circuit machine. Right, so what does this require? So that's all the circuits we need, which is great because we can fake that in with one direct insert coil. There. Of which we only need part. And then that needs 0.4 of a transport belt of iron. Right, that would need 0.3 of a transport belt of iron. So this requires the whole gear machine. This requires the whole gear machine. Okay, so we only need this to be running half the time. It would need a whole gear machine. Now, if we... Just double checking. This needs 0.4 of a belt of iron. This one needs 0.3. That would be 0.7, but we only need half of the 0.3. 0.15, so that would be 0.55. Okay. Okay. Then, that's not going to stay over the top, so I'll drag it back in a moment. This requires one green circuit and copper. It needs... Okay, I have half of an extra copper machine. Is that really correct? That doesn't sound quite right. I'm sure we feed them in 3:2 normally. But it seems sure. Okay. That requires 1/10 of a belt of copper. Oh, to give 0.3. I need 0.2. So I need 0.1. I need 2/3 of 0.1. Right. Okay. Now, that's in transport belts. I'm going to redo it in items per second. Okay, so 1.5 copper per second. 2/3 of that is 1 copper plate a second. Okay. Then this one needs 6 plates per second. And this one needs 4.5, but half of that. So that's is equal to 6 plus 2.25 is equal to 8.25. My high school maths teacher would be proud of me showing my working. Okay, so this is really heavy on iron, really light on copper. So 8.25 to 1. Now I am going to double check those numbers. (5.5 to 1.5). Right, so I've done something wrong somewhere. 5.5 to 1.5. And I made it much heavier on iron. So I'm not sure if I've got those numbers right. Let's do the whole thing. Okay. So this is saying 1.5 copper plate. And it's saying 10.5 in total of iron. But some of that's doubled up. I'm sure their numbers are correct, but that doesn't add up for me. So they say 5.5 to 1.5. Let's double check that. Yeah, 5.5 to 1.5. And I'm saying 8 point something to 1. Which, you know, by the time you've gone up to 1.5 is 10.5 to 1. So I'm making... I'm not sure if I've done something really stupid here. All right, well. Since I can't add up, let's compound the problem by working out how many smelters I would need to not add up with. Okay, so what in here? Yeah, I want assembling machines because I use those regularly. Okay. Decided combinators, I've probably got enough of those for a while. Right, so I want to request some copper ore and some iron ore. And I'm willing to bet there's some in the network now. Okay, the outgoing station can be the same as here. Okay, and I'll need to fix up the signals. Is that the only one? Yeah, that's the only one. Okay, so to make that work, I need to swap over the inputs and outputs, but that's easy enough. Okay, let's swap those all over. Okay, then the eagle-eyed among you will spot that we've got wooden poles. We are definitely past the point of using wooden poles. Okay, now go. Take that out. Okay, this is all quite inefficiently done. Okay, let's at least try and make this consistent. Take all of that out. All of that. Okay, there we are. Double check these are the outputs. Yes, they are. So the outputs go there. These are the inputs. Okay. Right, let's do the simplest things first. So the simplest thing would be to have, for example, arm and belt. Okay. Now, the arm needs to be fed two things. It needs to be fed circuits and gears. Okay, and this needs to be fed gears. Brilliant. Now, this then could be done by having if I pull these down one more square, then we could bring iron in here like that. Just in case, we probably don't need two arms, but I'm just being a bit paranoid, like that. Okay. Again, two arms just because. This will keep it fine with one arm. Like that. Then there we go. So that's probably this build. So there. That's the whole thing. I quite like that. Okay. So then, can this be... I'm wondering if this can be direct fed. No. So I need 1, 2, 3 copper machines. Okay, and now I'm full. There we go. So I need 3 copper smelters to feed this. Might as well bring copper in at the top, like I did before. Alright, let's have a look. So, I quite like this design. So we will copy this. Okay. And to make it work, I need to pick up this. Can I do this while holding a blueprint? No. Alright. So that goes there. Alright. And just for safety, I'm going to take that out so we don't call in any trains while we're designing. Alright, so then this needs to be passed through 3 smelters. Turn my bots off so I can still design. 1, 2, 3. Actually, if I move those over to there. There. So then we can go in, 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 out, out, out. Okay. Then that will need to be fed. So the not quite as neat, but it'll do. Okay, and then we're going to need a much bigger iron smelter, and I think that's going to be a job for next time. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.